So motion in a plane and oblique projectile. So first we need to think of a projectile. So projectile means a body thrown upwards or downwards. So simply a body thrown upwards or downwards is known as projectile. So generally we will think of two kinds of projectile. One is oblique projectile and as well as one is horizontal projectile. So projectile we are taking up two types. One is oblique projectile, and the second one is horizontal projectile. So oblique projectile means generally if this is the horizontal level or if this is the ground, the body is projected in a way such that the theta is less than 90 degrees. If the theta is less than 90 degrees, that is angle of projection with the horizontal is less than 90 degrees, we will call it as oblique projectile. And horizontal projectile means with the horizontal, the projected body makes an angle 0 degrees. So then that is called as horizontal projectile. So before understanding the oblique projectile, first we need to do analysis of the various terms in the given situation. So before beginning the discussion, so we will think of the common parameters, the common terms, so that we are going to use in the oblique projectile motion. Suppose I am taking this is so this is a coordinate system we are taking, and we are taking that this is the oblique projectile. So here always we used to think of some points. This is point A, and this is point B, and this is point C, and this is point B. So A means A is called as point of projection. And this point of projection clearly, suppose you are projecting the body with an angle theta with a speed u we are taking. So that is about point of projection. And we used to call the B. So B means this is a point or position after some time t. After some time t we are taking B. And when we think of C is nothing but maximum height. C is nothing but maximum height we used to think of. And D is nothing but point of striking. D is point of striking. So now we will discuss one after the other. So first we used to think of point of projection. So generally we used to think of point of projection. So at the point of projection, what are the available parameters we are having, and what are the different models of questions that will be asked? So we will be in discussion right now. So point of projection means, so in our language we are using the point as U. So whenever we are observing a point of projection, clearly we will see that here we have u cos theta, and here we have u sin theta. So first I am taking initial velocity vector. So initial velocity vector means u bar equivalent to ux into I cap plus uy into j cap. So we will take this is the x component, and we will take this is the y component, or we will write it as u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j cap. So that means simply we will understand the x component as u cos theta. Usually this is called as horizontal component. and uy is called as u sin theta. And at the initial point of projection or at the point A, so the potential energy is equivalent to zero. So the potential energy equal to zero. And when we think of the kinetic energy equivalent to half mu square. If we think of the total energy, the total energy equivalent to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So that will be half mu square. So that will be half mu square. So these are the important points at the point of projection. And here, when we avoid the air resistance, generally we will think that the Ax equivalent to 0. As the body is moving upwards, it is under the influence of gravity. Only y component of force will be there. So therefore, we will write Ay as the body is moving upwards. Ay we will write it as minus c. And in both the directions, we are neglecting the air resistance. We are neglecting the air resistance. So this is about the point of projection. So the most important thing is point B, that is after some time t. So next we are taking after some time t. After some time t. So after some time t means we are at the position B actually. We are at the position B. So at that discussion, let us see what we are going to study right now. For example, I am taking this is the oblique projectile and you are projecting a body. You are projecting a body like this. After some time t, we are at here. This is point A and this is point B. So we will call this is the horizontal distance x and this is the vertical distance y. This is the vertical distance y we are taking. So this is the situation we are observing after some time t. And this will be v, the velocity after some time t. So therefore, the velocity of the body after some time t, and sometime t is v, and it is making an angle alpha, and it is making an angle alpha with the horizontal. With the horizontal. So when that will be the v, so automatically we will think of their projections. So we used to think of this is the vx and this as vy. This is vx and as well as this is vy. So in the discussion, vx means we will write simply we will write vx is equivalent to ux plus ax into t. Already we know that ux is u cos theta and ax is equivalent to 0 into t. So therefore, we will write the velocity as vx is equivalent to u cos theta. And similarly, we will write vy equivalent to uy plus ay into t. So uy is nothing but u sin theta, ay is nothing but minus g into t. This will be the. Suppose if you are interested to write the velocity vector, so simply we will write v bar equivalent to vx into I cap plus vy into j. So this is about the velocity vector. And after some time t, as we see here, after some time t, the angle tan alpha can be understood as opposite side by adjacent side. So that is vy by vx. Now we will focus what is vx and what is vy. Vx is the u cos theta into I cap and vy j cap is u sin theta minus gt into u sin theta minus gt into j cap. So tan alpha equal to Vy by Vx means, so u sin theta minus gt by u cos theta. So this is the one of the important relation uh, after some time t. Regarding the sometime t, this will be the one of the important relation. So tan alpha equivalent to Vy by Vx. So if you are interested to calculate the velocity in terms of time, initial velocity and angle, so we will use this kind of format. We will use this kind of format. And also we have one more application or one more way to understand the velocity. Suppose it is given that if a body, so in the same discussion we are taking, if a body projected, if a body projected with an initial velocity u, if a body projected with an initial velocity u and at an angle theta with the horizontal, at an angle theta with the horizontal, and after some time the velocity v, after some time the velocity v makes an angle alpha with the horizontal, alpha with the horizontal. So that means without knowing the time, so without knowing the time, if you know the two angles respectively, so easily we will estimate the respective velocities. So for example, I am taking, so this will be an oblique projectile here. So now it makes, initially it is at an angle u theta and velocity is u. And after some time, let us imagine the body is here. Now it makes an angle alpha. So this will be the velocity. So we know that in the entire projectile motion, ax is equivalent to gx, ax equivalent to 0. So that's why we'll write vx is equivalent to ux plus ax into t, or simply we will get vx is equivalent to ux. So we know that vx is nothing but this will be the vx. This will be the vx. So that is nothing but v cos alpha. And already we studied the ux. Ux will be in this direction. So that will be equivalent to u cos theta. U cos theta. And v equivalent to, we have u into cos theta by cos alpha. U into cos theta by cos alpha we need to. So in this way, without knowing the time, if you know the angles with respect to the horizontal at various position, so easily we will understood the velocity. Next, for example, after some time, the body covers, let us say, the body covers x distance along the x-axis and y distance along y-axis. X distance along x-axis and y distance along y-axis in the projectile motion. In the projectile motion in time t. In time. So we have a beautiful relation between the x and y, so that we are going to see. For example, when the body is projected like this, Suppose the body is at a point position P, and this will be the x, and this will be the y. So we know the respective values. So therefore, I am writing Sx. Sx is equivalent to ux into t plus of ax into t square. The distance covered along x-axis is x, and ux means already we know this u cos theta and t, and acceleration equivalent to 0. Or x is equivalent to u cos theta into t. So we have this is very important, the horizontal displacement, and also we will write t equivalent to x by u cos theta. And similarly, we will also write sy equivalent to uy into t plus half ay into t square, and sy means y equivalent to u sin theta t minus half dt square, y equivalent to u sin theta t minus half dt square. So this is also one of the important relations here, y equivalent to u sin theta t minus half dt square. Suppose if you need the displacement vector or the position vector, so the position vector or the displacement vector, simply we will write or displacement s bar equivalent to, just we will write xi cap plus yj cap. So that is equivalent to u cos theta into t I cap plus u sin theta t minus half gt square into. So this will be the s bar, this will be the s bar. So we are going to express that x is equal to u cos theta and y equivalent to u sin theta t minus half gt square. So this is the horizontal distance, and as well as, so we will see the vertical distance. So this is the discussion after some time. Next, after discussing about some time t, so we will move on to the maximum height. Next, we will think of maximum height. Maximum height, h maximum. So the maximum height means, so that is the position, so that is the position where the vertical velocity will be equal to 0. For example, if we are taking, this is the projectile, so this is the point we are taking C at maximum. So at maximum height, the vertical velocity will be equivalent to 0. So vertical velocity means we will write uy plus ay into t equivalent to 0. Uy means uy minus g into, the time is known as time of ascent equal to 0. So time of ascent equivalent to uy by g, or ta equivalent to, we will write u sin theta by, so ta equivalent to u sin theta by g. So this is one of the formula we need to remember. So ta is nothing but time of ascent, time of ascent. And next we need to think of maximum height. So in the diagram we will see that this will be the time of ascent, this will be the time of ascent, and this will be maximum height. So this will be the maximum. And when we think of maximum height, so we know that v square minus uy square equivalent to 2ay into s. Final velocity is 0 minus uy square equivalent to 2 into acceleration along y axis means minus c into Sy means the distance covered along y-axis is H maximum. So H maximum. So therefore, we have a relation H maximum is equivalent to Uy square by 2g. Uy square by 2g. So this is also one of the important relation here. H maximum equivalent to Uy square by. And in terms of U sin theta, so now we will substitute H maximum is equivalent to U square sin square theta by 2g. U square sin square theta by 2g. So this is also one more important relation for the H maximum. So it has another name. This H maximum is also called as vertical range. It is also called as vertical range. And generally in the motion in a straight line, we have studied time of flight equivalent to 2 into Uy by g. Here also in the motion in a plane also, so after a while we are going to study the time of flight t equivalent to 2 into Uy by g. So therefore from there I am writing Uy equivalent to gt by 2. So if we substitute here, we will get H maximum is equivalent to gt square by 8. So this is a very famous formula we will often use, which related among the time of flight and as well as maximum flight. So here I am taking capital T is nothing but time of flight. H maximum H is H maximum we know. Capital T is nothing but time and time of flight, and H maximum equivalent to gt square by. And at the maximum height, so we need to study a lot of points here. So actually, we will discuss it one after the other. For example, we are at maximum height. We are at maximum. So at the maximum height, it is clear that Vy equivalent to 0. But Vx never be equivalent to 0. Vx is nothing but u cos theta. Vx is nothing but u cos theta. So at maximum height C, at maximum height C, the kinetic energy, if we write kinetic energy equivalent to half m into v square or vx square divided by half m into u square into cos square theta. If we are taking the total energy at the point of projection as E, so generally we write half mu square, so that is E into cos square theta. And also we have potential energy equivalent to mg into h maximum, mg into h maximum. Mg into h maximum means u square sin square theta by 2g. So half mu square means E into sin square theta, E into sin square by theta. So here we have a questions like this. Suppose if this is the K and this is the P. K is the kinetic energy and P is the potential energy. So here also we are going to have a relation between K by P equivalent to, we will write cos square theta. K by P equivalent to cos square theta. So this is one of the important relation here. So please remember K is the kinetic energy at the maximum height. Suppose if this is the C maximum height T. So K is the kinetic energy at the maximum height and P is the potential energy at the maximum. And also we will see that, so I'm taking a very small example. Suppose it is given that if the kinetic energy at maximum height is equal to kinetic energy at maximum height equal to half of initial kinetic energy. Half of initial kinetic energy. Half of initial kinetic energy. That is, initial kinetic energy means at the point of projection. At point of projection. So then find angle of projection. Then find angle of projection. So that means we are taking at the maximum height. So the kinetic energy equivalent to half mu square into cos square theta. Suppose if you are taking this energy as E equivalent to half mu square cos square theta. It is given that the kinetic energy equal to half of maximum kinetic energy. So we are writing it as K equivalent to E into cos square theta. Kinetic energy equal to E into cos square theta. It is given that according to the data, kinetic energy becomes E by 2. E by 2 equivalent to E cos square theta. Or cos theta equivalent to we have 1 by root 2. And theta will be equivalent to 45 degrees. Theta will be equivalent to 45 degrees. So this is also one of the model here. And we will also learn one important discussion here. So generally during entire projectile motion, during entire projectile motion, the velocity is maximum. The velocity is maximum at point of projection. At point of projection, or if you neglect the air resistance, so that velocity is also equal to point of strike. And we need to understand the velocity is minimum. The velocity is minimum at the highest point because only we have horizontal component. The vertical velocity is equivalent to 0. The vertical velocity equivalent to 0. So that means from the diagram it can be understood that. So here we have the velocity maximum and here we have velocity minimum. Because this is only the point where the vertical velocity equal to 0. So at the remaining all points, definitely we are having some non-zero value of Vy. Some non-zero value of Vy. So that's why we will take like this, and these are the very important points. During the entire projectile motion, the velocity is maximum at point of projection and velocity is minimum at highest point. So next after that one, so we will think of at point of striking. At point of striking D. So we need to analyze the at point of striking. The point of striking. So to analyze that one, so we are taking a discussion about it. So if this is the initial angle, initial velocity, so this is also equivalent to. So in this discussion, suppose if you are projecting a body with a speed u, so here also we have the same speed, and we will take the components as u cos theta and we will take the component as u sin theta. And the initial components are we will take u cos theta and as well u sin theta. U sin theta. So at the point of striking, the first important point is the body reaches the ground. The body reaches the ground. The body reaches the ground with the same speed, with the same speed and at same angle, and at same angle. So we are taking, therefore, the change in momentum, the change in momentum between point of projection to point of projection to point of striking. So we know that this time is time of flight. So simply we will understood that delta P equivalent to force into time. So force is nothing but the force only acting on the body is mg, and the time t is nothing but time of flight, that will be 2u sin theta by g. So finally we have delta P equivalent to 2mu sin theta. So 2mu times sin theta we will think. And later we will think of time of flight. Time of flight, that is capital T. So generally, according to the definition, time of flight means time taken by the body, time taken by the body to remain in air, to remain in air. So that means again the body will reaches the same level actually. For example, so this is the oblique projectile. So during the time t, again the body will be at same level. So therefore, the vertical displacement is found to be 0. Because there is no deviation along the y-axis. Again, as the body reaches the same horizontal level, the y component is equivalent to 0. So generally, we will write uyt plus half ay into t square equal to 0. Uy means uy into t minus ay means half gt square. So this we will replace this multiplied by capital T, t square equal to 0. By solving this, we will get t equivalent to 2uy by g. So this is one of the most famous relation that we will usually come across. So t is time of flight, and the time of flight equal to 2uy by. So this is time of flight. This is time of flight. Or we will write time of flight equivalent to 2u into sin theta by g. T equivalent to 2u sin theta by g. So this is also one of the important relation for the time of flight. Time of flight equivalent to 2u sin theta by g. Right. So after thinking of time of flight, slowly we used to think of horizontal range. So this is very, very important. Horizontal range. This is so horizontal range R means, so this is the maximum horizontal distance that is covered along x-axis between the point of projection to point of projection to point of striking. Okay, this is the minimum or least possible distance, minimum possible distance between point of projection to point of projection A to point of striking, point of striking. So now we will use the formula Sx is equivalent to Ux into T plus half Ax into T square. Sx is R and Ux is nothing but U cos theta, and total journey time is time of light into T plus Ax equivalent to C. So now we are having a beautiful leftover here. Range R equivalent to, generally we will write U cos theta into capital. Range R equivalent to, we have U cos theta into T. So this is the one of the important relations here. So R means horizontal. And now we will apply R equivalent to Ux means U cos theta we will write, and time of flight is 2uy by g. Or we have one more expression R equivalent to 2 into Ux into uy by g. So this is the range, so range expression here. So range equivalent to 2 into Ux into uy by g. And also we have one more principle, range equivalent by substituting Ux and uy, we will get u square by g into sin 2 theta. So this is the range R equivalent to u square by g into sin 2 theta. So these three formulas are very important. So depending on the situation, we will use one after the other. So this will be the range and maximum height. So the next important point is the relation between maximum height, the relation between maximum height and range. So by substituting the respective value, you are going to have a relation tan theta equal to 4h by. So this is very important. Tan theta equivalent to 4h by r, where h will be the maximum height. So h will be the maximum height. So this will be the h maximum, and this will be the r. So tan theta equivalent to 4h by, and after that, so just now we have seen x is equivalent to u cos theta into t after some time t, and y equivalent to u sin theta t minus half the t square. U sin theta t minus half the t square here. By substituting a t value here, we will get y equivalent to x tan theta minus g by 2u square cos square theta into x square. So to make the problem simpler, so we are converting it to the required form ax minus bx square. So this is also important relation here, y equivalent to ax minus bx. Suppose whenever we have this kind of relation y equivalent to ax minus bx square, so then we will write the range capital R is equivalent to a by b, a by b. So that means if we are having a numerics like y equivalent to 2x minus 3x square, so we will find out the range as 2 by 3. So directly we will find out. And if we are thinking of maximum height, so h maximum equivalent to a square by 4b. H maximum equivalent to a square by 4b. So this is one of the important relations here. And also by thinking of the times after t only. Suppose I have x is equivalent to u cos theta into t and y equivalent to u sin theta t, y equivalent to u sin theta t minus half the distance. By substituting the respective t here, so finally we have y equivalent to x tan theta into 1 minus x by r. So this is most famous relation here. The relation between y and x is y equivalent to x tan theta into 1 minus x by r. So first we need to understand graphically what do you mean by this y and x. Let us see. For example, a body is projected like this. So we have a wall. We have a wall. We have a wall. So this distance is treated as x, and after some time this distance is treated as y, and this will be the total range we have to. This will be the total range. So in order to calculate the height of wall, so generally we will use this y equivalent to x tan theta into 1 minus x by r. So this is very, very, very important. So after taking this, so we will think of complementary angles. We will think of complementary angles. So generally complementary angles means these are the possible values of theta 1 and theta 2 where their horizontal ranges are equal. Where their horizontal ranges are equal. So in the complementary angles generally the required condition is theta 1 plus theta 2 equivalent to 90 degrees. So from the problem easily we can understand this relation theta 1 plus theta 2 equal to 90. So in that case, if the first theta 1 is considered as theta, then this will be considered as 90 minus theta. So finally, so the theta and 90 minus theta are treated as complementary angles. So now we will see R1 equivalent to u square by g into sine 2 theta 1. So that is nothing but u square by g into sine 2 theta. And R2, now we are testing whether they are correct or not. U square by g into sine 2 theta 2. So u square by g into sine 2 into. So theta 2 means 90 minus theta. 180 minus 2 theta. So finally u square by g into sine 2 theta. So therefore R1 equivalent to R2, it was true. So now we will observe the same situation but graphically. So let us see what's happening here. So whenever we are taking the first projectile, so this will be the range. So this will be the R1 and we are taking. But we are projecting the same body but at different angle of projection. But the ranges are same. So ranges are same. We will see clearly like this R1 equivalent to R. And the respective angles I'm speaking, this is about theta and this is about 180. This is about 90 minus theta. The second angle is 90 minus theta. So these two angles are known as complementary angles. In the complementary angles, so we will discuss of everything. Suppose for the first body, the time of flight is 2u sin theta by g, and t2 equivalent to 2u into sine of The second angle is 90 minus theta by g. So finally, we have 2u cos theta by. So these are the T1 and T2. So by solving the range and above the two equations, so you are going to have R equal to half G into T1 T2. Range capital R is equivalent to half G into T1 T2. So this is one of the important relation over here. So range equivalent to half G T1 T2. And we are taking H1 maximum or H maximum 1 u square by G into sine 2 theta we have. And in the second case, the maximum height, if we are speaking, so that is u square by G into sine 2 into angle theta is nothing but now 90 minus theta. Sine 180 minus 2 theta, u square sine square theta by 2g. U square sine square theta by 2g. So here, u square sine square 90 minus theta. So that is u square by 2g into cos square theta. So by adding these two, we will get H1 maximum plus H2 maximum equivalent to u square by 2g. U square by 2g. So this is one of the important relation for complementary angles. So this is the story of complementary angles. And we will understand that when the horizontal range is maximum. So range means we will know this u square by g into sine 2 theta. So this will be maximum. This will be maximum when sine 2 theta is equivalent to 1 or 2 theta equivalent to 90 degrees and theta equivalent to 45 degrees. So finally, what is our conclusion is if the angle of projection is 45 degrees and then the horizontal range is maximum. Then the horizontal range is maximum variance. And now we will understand the relation between or the angle between velocity, the, the angle between velocity and as well as acceleration at every point. For example, this will be a body. So now we will understand at the point A, this will be the gravity and this will be the velocity. So this is 90 and this is theta. So here we have an angle 90 plus theta. Now we are writing the heading as the angle between velocity and acceleration 90 plus theta. So this is the 90 plus theta. This is the situation at A. So that is at a point of projection. Point of projection we are taking. And let us say at B maximum height. So we know that this will be the velocity and this will be the gravity. So at maximum height the angle between velocity and acceleration is 90 degrees. Angle equal to 90 degrees. And here at the end this will be the velocity and this will be the acceleration. So this angle this angle is nothing but theta because this is the angle is theta. Now our required angle, the angle between velocity and acceleration is 90 minus theta. 90 minus theta. Initially 90 plus theta. So later it will becomes 90 and later it will becomes 90 minus 90 minus theta. So now also we have some more important basics right over here. After what time? After what time? The velocity vector direction, the velocity vector direction is perpendicular to initial velocity. Perpendicular to initial velocity. So that means, for example, if this is the projectile motion and this will be the initial velocity direction u. This will be the initial velocity direction u, and this will be the final velocity direction. So both of they are perpendicular to each other. So in that case, we will write simply u bar dot v bar equivalent to 0. U bar dot v bar equivalent to 0. And by taking the respective vector form, we will get time equivalent to u by g sin theta. The time after which the velocity vector becomes perpendicular is nothing but t equivalent to u by g sin theta. And also in the above problem, they will ask for perpendicular velocity. The velocity which is perpendicular to initial velocity. Velocity which is perpendicular to initial velocity direction. Initial velocity direction. So now we will understood that. For example, this is a body and you are projecting a body like this. So in this way, we are taking initial velocity. This is the initial velocity. And also, we are taking somewhere at some angle or some orientation, the velocity will become perpendicular. So let us take this is the. So if this is angle is theta, this angle also equivalent to theta. So therefore, our angle made by the velocity is 90 minus theta. We know that at any position, the horizontal velocity is always remains as constant. So at the point of projection, we know that this is u cos theta. At here, so with respect to the horizontal, now it makes an angle 90 minus theta. So therefore, at this point, the velocity v makes an angle 90 minus theta. So that is u cos theta equivalent to v sin theta or v equivalent to u cot theta. So v equivalent to u cot theta. So this is one of the very important relation. So now later we will think of the gravitational torques and angular momentum at various locations. For example, if we think of gravitational torque, if we think of gravitational torque at a maximum height, about about point of projection. So we know that tau bar equivalent to r bar cross f bar, or simply we will write always tau equivalent to force into perpendicular distance, or perpendicular force into distance. So for example, I'm taking now we are going to see gravitational torque. This is the oblique projectile. So at the maximum height we are seeing this will be the force direction mg. So this will be the point of projection. So here also I am drawing a parallel line. అంటే ఫోర్స్ కి ప్యారలల్ గా ఒక లైన్ తీసుకోవాలి, ఇది ఫోర్స్ కి ప్యారలల్ గా ఒక లైన్ తీస్తాను. దిస్ విల్ బి ది పర్పెండిక్యులర్ డిస్టెన్స్, so perpendicular distance is nothing but this is range by 2. So if this is totally range, so that will be range by 2. So tau equivalent to just we will write mg into r by 2, or we will write half mu square into sin 2 theta, because mg by 2 into u square by g into sin 2 theta. So that's why we are having torque equivalent to how half mu square into sin square theta. So if we are interested, we can use the vector form. R bar is r by 2 into I cap, and f bar is mg into downwards. So that is minus 3. So in that way also we will. And after this, we need angular momentum. Angular momentum of projectile. Angular momentum of projectile at maximum height. Angular momentum of projectile at maximum. So in that discussion, actually, for example, if this is a situation like this, so this is the maximum height. This will be the momentum. Momentum is nothing but mu cos theta. If this is the vector, automatically we will draw a parallel line to the vector. So now this will become the perpendicular distance. So the perpendicular distance is nothing but h maximum. So angular momentum L bar equivalent, generally we know that r bar cross theta. But we will write any cross product as simply the product of perpendicular distance and respective vector, r perpendicular and p. So therefore we have mu cos theta into h, or that equivalent to mu cos theta into h means generally we will write u square sin square theta by, so that equivalent to mu cube by 2g into cos theta into sin square theta. So sin square theta.